Gary, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Oh man, we're back.
We had a little hiatus.
Yeah, we did, man.
A lot of stuff going on, man.
Dude, a lot going on, and we've probably said that before, but a lot going on.
For sure.
Hey, man, what's up?
Another day, dude. Hey, check it out.
That's a killer hat. I think I've mentioned you've worn that hat before.
That is my favorite.
That thing is dope, man. Yeah.
It's getting dirty though. I'm a hat guy.
Yeah.
I'd wear hats all the time.
Right on.
But Abel doesn't buy hats here, so I have to make my own.
That's actually not true. We've been closed for COVID, so I haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah, and a lot's happened since our last episode. We've lived through riots and looting, and we've lived through a pandemic that's now open season to come out and play again. It's like...
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a weird month, man. Just a weird month. I mean, it's been weird the last 3 months, but this month in particular has been like, no, okay. And that's a little weird,
Yeah, what's today, Tuesday? Yesterday, we had our first class. So June 15th, first class, and I'm just kind of like, oh, man, how's everything going to go because of all these guidelines? So we had to, like, pretty much adjust the studio. And for those of you that don't know, our martial arts studio, or like our mats and our training area is pretty big. We have about 3,800 square feet of mat space. Yeah, legit mat space. We have zebra mats. And then on the sidelines, we have like benches and like stadium benches and stuff. So we had to kind of move stuff around. Now that we moved all that stuff around, the place looks even bigger now, because everything's like on the side of the walls and like put away nice and neatly. We did that so it could be easier to clean.
When I walked in yesterday, I was like, whoa. It's kind of big, man. It felt really cool to come in and see everybody. And then
Brett went, like he always does, he went above and beyond. And so on Friday, we left everything set up. Saturday, he moved some of the heavy bags because we have 15 heavy bags on our trolley system and stuff. So he took every other out so that there's 6 feet of spacing in between each one.
Too.
Yeah. And so he did that. He moved those out of the way. And then when I got here on Monday, I'm like, dude, something looks super nice here. Why does this look so clean? It looked like above and beyond. And then I noticed the floors, they were all like
polished,
waxed, dude. And it's just, man, it looked beautiful in here. It still does. It looks awesome. So our first class, it was a packed class.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah. Everybody was waiting to get back, man.
I teach tonight, and I'm hoping I get some of that love, man.
Yeah.
Ryan always gets love,
So we had the kids come in, and the kids' class was packed. Plus, on top of the 14 that were here on one mat, we had another 14 on the Zoom class. So it was a big class. Yeah, it was a really big kids class. And that was awesome because we have the square set up. They're 7x7, and then we have space in between. So everybody fits in here comfortably. And it's awesome that we have this amazing layout because we didn't know COVID was going to happen when we built this place, but we built it so that we can work through it. You know what I mean? We have so much space.
When you were going through it, I mean, you had plans to do different things, so the space was in your head already.
Yes, absolutely. But it's helping us do this now that is needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a little weird. So hopefully, no outbreaks or nobody pops in here with something.
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing the best we can. And we are adding some of our own guidelines. So like there's the California guidelines, the county guidelines, city guidelines. And a lot of those overlap, and we're just doing extra stuff on top of that just to be sure.
Since I work for the city, I go into a lot of different buildings, and we're legit.
What grade would you give us, man? Be honest.
I'd give an A. I would. I have seen a lot. I've been through a lot of lines. I've been through a lot of check, forehead. Yeah. It's great. We're a small studio, and to have all these... in one way.
So, we could be small right now, right? We're a small community of around like 200 members, and we are small, but we got to think big, right? Because we're gonna fill this place up. We should be having anywhere between 600 to about 1,200 members would fit in here. So we're growing.
What's nice with the space is you can see people and feel their energy, and And you don't realize how much you miss it until that's why I came in yesterday, just to feel a little energy.
Well, you saw how it was yesterday, right? And then this morning, I'm like, a day class.
I saw.
I was like, it's going to be smaller, I figured, there's 18 people.
Yeah, Camille came in.
I was like, dude,
well, you figure people
Camille
are at home.
killed it. It was Camille, Mr. Guy, and who was the third one?
Brett.
Was it Mr. Brett? There was 3. I'm so sorry. I would
Tom?
have to look at the schedule. But man, they killed it. They killed that class, man.
Yeah, I saw it on, passing through my feed, and then Camille posted.
Oh, that's right. We went live for a little while. Yeah, right.
And she posted it, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, it was
18
packed.
Well, you got to remember, some people aren't back at work yet, so they're looking for stuff to do.
Yep. So it's exciting. It's exciting times because, man, I was going crazy. That last class that we had where we heard, I think it's episode 10, where we heard like, okay, we could open now. I was just like, it was like a weight lifted.
Do you know I'm like the last classes for everything, dude? I was the last class that we had like
over there,
Thursday night. Well, over there, but here that Thursday night, and then we came into the next week and we were.
That's crazy,
anything,
man.
Dude. Yeah, knock on wood. Hopefully, I'm not the last class for everything. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, no, it was, and it's cool because so yesterday. We had told the parents, okay, you drop off your kids, they get temperature checked, they fill out a disclosure, and they go to their designated area, blah, 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 right? And we're like, oh, parents, if you guys can please wait in the car. Everybody waited, like, outside, and then so, we took some chairs out, because they were just standing there, and the sun's, like, beating on them. Luckily, we are about a block away from the beach, so that nice little breeze coming in. So I took some chairs out there. I say, hey, guys, just be responsible, keep them 6 feet apart. And it was funny, because, like, they just fanned out in the parking lot, and it was nice. The breeze was coming in. We had our roll-up door completely up, so we're just getting this amazing, just nice little.
I think everybody's capable of doing that. When everybody sees guidelines, they usually pretty much follow them. It's when people get together and they go
Well, dude, and it's nothing but love. I mean, I think that the parents see how hard we work to keep it alive, right? To make it out of the closure, to make it out of COVID. And make it through the riots, the protests, and make it through all these like changes in the schedules and all this. And so they're being respectful because they're like, you know what? We see the amount of work that you guys have done, and they're being respectful of the rules. You know what I mean?
Man, excuse my French, but how crazy is it that, dude, in our lifetime we're gonna live through a pandemic, we're gonna live through multiple riots.
Well, yeah, from LA to like back in the 90s to now.
Like, you think about it, you've lived through a lot, and you just don't think about it. You know what I mean?
You know why you don't think about it? Because we're trying to survive.
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
right in the thick of it.
I mean, we're durable people. People get sick, but people are pretty durable, and I've learned that just from being in hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do with up here and belief, and
Hey, so few episodes back, we were talking about different people.
And that's funny. That. You're gonna bring that up.
Yeah,
I got a couple good stories for you.
Oh, cool, right on. Yeah, and so they reached out to me, and that's kind of cool because that means that they've been listening, right?
People have been listening.
Yeah. We even got a kind of cool text from AJ, Mr. AJ, and he was listening to our podcast, and it just feels good, man. There's people like showing some love, and our podcasts aren't the shortest, and you don't have to. Oh, by the way. This isn't meant to be listened from A to B, like all the way through.
So if you're new to podcasts, and I think Abel can tell you this, when I get in the car, I'll listen to increments of a podcast.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Maybe I'm in the bathroom. Maybe I'm like
the shower,
or I'm at home and I just want to chill. I don't want to watch TV. I'll restart Joe Rogan.
Yeah, whatever
podcast I'm listening to. Yeah, they're not meant to just sit down. It's more of like a conversational thing.
I think the only people that really sit down and watch them all the way through is probably like myself and my wife. Because even you don't watch ours all the way through.
Not all the way through.
Yeah, I do it more because I'm taking notes, like what can we do better and stuff.
I put it on, and then I don't watch it. I listen to it when I'm at work.
Okay. Right on.
But then I'll go back and
Yeah, but so for anybody that's new to podcasting, it's not really meant to be heard all the way through at one sit-in. I mean, you can take increments of it or whatever, and then just get right back to it because YouTube actually saves your spot. So if you end there, when you go back to that video, it'll start you where you left off. Yeah. Anyways, so AJ, Paul, and some of the parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're like, hey, so I hear that you guys are like doing this podcast, and I start laughing because I'm like, yeah, in the middle of pivoting and going like digital with everything, with our classes, with Zoom, with like all the stuff that we've been doing, right, with the curriculum and all that stuff. I was like, we're just like, how can we keep in touch with the community that we love and make sure that they know that we're still here? Yeah. So I said, we did a podcast and we started off in the office with one little mic, and now we got like this really cool like little setup.
Abel does nothing like small. Everything's
well, hey, listen, if we're gonna put the work in, it's worth it. You know what I mean? And the parents are like, all right, yeah, like let me. And so even today, I had 3 parents. I was showing them like how to get to it and all that, and so they're listening to us.
Nice.
Some guys from 10th Planet. They have like a private page for people that go and train there. And I thought it was so cool. One of the coaches there, Dr. West, he put this thing and says, hey, like, put your profession. We're all going to support each other. And I go, hey, guys, this is going to it's going to sound kind of silly, but this little podcast that we do from our martial arts studio. And they're like, oh, dude, that's cool. And we got a bunch of likes on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then they're like, all right. He took it a step further. He goes, go ahead and put the link so we all subscribe. So they've been subscribing. Yeah, I just think it's nothing but love, dude. It's like the martial arts community stepping up for each other.
And that's what we.
And they're from another school, and they're like, dude, they're supporting us. And
we
it's
were
like,
trying to get something rolling and get something good.
Yeah. So we obviously do our part, and we support the 10th Planet schools in Orange County here, and it's nothing but love, man.
I talk a lot of trash. Everybody knows that. If you don't know me, I talk a lot of trash, and especially to my friends. Especially to my friends. But yeah, I got a lot of text also. Like people have been watching, and listening. And I'm like, and Paul, we talked about Paul the last time. I'm not going to tell you what he said, but it was hilarious.
I told you he was going to punch you in the face.
He said
you called him an old man or something.
He said he was going to punch you in the face.
That's awesome.
I just laughed.
It's fun, man. And
then Stan was like, hey, I heard you guys are talking too much crap.
By the way, I'm okay there because I said Dr. Stan. And so I was giving him like a bunch of accolades, you know what I mean?
He was laughing because I told him that he's not the same old Stan as he used to be. And, none of us are, but pre-kid so Stan to kid Stan is totally different.
Oh, man. What I meant was that he's even a bigger monster now, Hey, you don't mess with a family man.
This is true. Yeah. It's different, but true.
It is different.
It is different. You go for the jugular now, and instead of like just trying to.
How about Gabby? So after that one that she listened to, after that one that she listened to, did she ever click in and check anything else out?
No.
Oh, come on, Gabby.
No. Yeah. She's giving me so much grief over this stuff. Because, she deals with the muck, and so she's always like, you're going over there, you're going to get sick. I think I do a particularly good job. I'm a mess anyways.
So recently, you had a graduation.
Yeah, that was fun.
And you had to prepare it differently. I mean, the times are just so different. So your son Shane had a graduation, which we're really proud of. Congratulations, Shane. But you had to celebrate differently, right?
Oh, we had a full-on little parade. It was pretty cool. I didn't post anything. I have a video, but it was too long, so it kept getting cut off in weird places. So I never had time to. I'll probably post it this weekend.
You guys had a really cool setup in your front yard.
I got to give it up to my wife. She was like.
Well, first off, you have a massive front yard.
I have a big front yard.
Yeah, and so and a massive backyard. But the front yard looked cool. When I drove up, the arches you had and all that, I was dude, that's dope.
My wife does a lot of event planning, so she was like, we're doing this right then if we're going to do this. And she set up a little stage with my son's pictures everywhere.
And he was decked out, too.
Yeah, he was decked out, yeah.
I think he even had suspenders on.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, he had suspenders and a tie, yeah.
He's a tie wearer. Yeah. That kid will dress up. I don't know where he gets it from because I don't dress up like that.
He's a professional, man.
He's total professional.
He's going somewhere in life.
In fact, he says that, like, I need to dress up. I need to look sharp.
Good, right on.
He's good. But it was so much fun seeing you. You came by and AJ came by and Tara came by.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Nothing but love.
Yeah, so I mean, seeing a bunch of people that I miss, it was cool.
That is cool.
It's fun. Yeah, dude. And come on, you got to have a graduation party for your kids because gotta get that. Get that envelope for your kid.
Yeah. You know what I enjoyed? I enjoyed So you guys did okay. So like it
I
was at
forgot
the
your
parade.
cookies, by the way. My wife's gonna kill me because she made cookies.
She made cookies.
We had them pressed with like the school logo and stuff like that on
Yeah,
them.
right.
I swear to God.
You're kidding.
And then she made hand sanitizers for everybody, and then special masks for everybody. So,
Wow.
yeah. So she has
that's
like
no joke then.
She had a gift bag for people that drove up.
So I need to get my cookies, man.
Yeah, you gotta get your cookies. If I hadn't already ate them.
You know what? I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it because I got to sit. By that time, I was back home, and I got to sit on my patio. Actually, the first part of it, I was inside the house, but I was on my little rocking chair. It's so comfortable. But then I moved out to the patio next to the pool, and the day was so nice. And I got to meet a whole bunch of your family. There was even people from.
I didn't think you were gonna jump on.
I'm sorry. I had to crash the party.
No,
you know what I
that's
mean?
cool. No, that's
it was cool because I got to meet one of your family members that lives in Norway, I believe.
My sister-in-law.
Yeah. That was cool. She had a nice little setup of it. I'm like, dude, you're in Norway? She's like, yeah, it's 4 a.m. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't catch
I was like,
crazy
dude, that's
side.
nuts. And then I got to meet some other family members, got to talk to Shane too. And dude, that video.
How cool was that?
Dude,
that was cool, right?
That was really cool. Tell
a
them
good
at home
idea.
what you guys did.
So my wife, she went and started contacting people, anybody that had like any kind of interaction with Shane for any amount of time, and asked them to write, do like a minute video or whatever. Some of them were like 10 minutes, dude.
So you guys had to kind of like edit,
edit some of those down. But yeah, it was really cool. We saw people from like, we had a kid that was living with us back in the 2000s, and he's in Utah now, and he speaks complete English now. He never spoke English before, so
that's awesome.
He was talking on there, and then AJ, you.
It's funny when so it was like AJ, and then it was me, and then my wife looks at it because we were watching it together in the patio. And she's like, you look tired. I was like, dude, I look so tired. It was like one of those long days. And then I got the text like, Abel, can you send the video? And I was like, I'm just going to do it right now so I don't forget, And I just went and I was like, man, look how tired I look.
There's a guy on there who's Shane had met a few years back. We met him at a con. And he does these glasses. And they're custom. You can put anything you want on your glasses. We can put Blackbelt Collective on there.
You should not have told me this.
Yeah. He'll do it custom, anything. For me, he'll do it even cheaper than he normally would. It's expensive now. But for Shane, you pretty much like float him.
That's his homeboy.
Well, what Shane used to do is he was such a Spider-Man fan. And one time when we were at a con, the guy had a bunch of them out. And he's like, can you put anything on there? He's like, yeah. He goes, how about issue 21 of Spider-Man, or I don't know, whatever issue it was. And I want it here. And the guy was like, this kid's sick, man. This kid knows what he
knows
wants.
how to order.
and after that, we would go back to the booth, and we would be hanging out by the booth and be like, oh, those are sick. So when somebody came up, they'd be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. They offered to pay for Shane for New York Comic Con.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they've known him since.
So they have a business then? It's a business?
Oh, no, it's a full-on business. These guys were actors in Hollywood and just little known actors. So one guy was an optometrist by trade. And so they just started.
So that's what they focus. So they just do glasses and they custom them.
Custom wood glasses.
We should put them on our link.
Oh
so,
yeah. For sure. Sire's Crown. Yeah.
Sire's Crown.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So check them out.
My son is entrepreneur. He doesn't even know it. Like he knows how to build bridges without even like.
Yeah, I actually noticed that, and I actually mentioned that to him after watching that video that you guys put together for him. Because I saw like the people that were on there were all ages.
Yeah.
There was like older people.
Oh yeah.
Younger people his age. But like he's building bridges with all these people. I don't think he recognizes that. It's just like, dude, that's so much power. Because you're making natural friendship. Nothing that's forced, These are people that are naturally drawn to him and they get along and they're actual friends that he keeps in touch with.
He's pretty amazed. I think it's going to be hard for him this next year, that conversion into adulthood, just because he's going to have to learn how to, he's always been in school and had a little bit of guidance there.
Like manage his time,
kid can manage his time. No, more like just being in school and the structure of it.
Oh, because now it's like this. He was in the
gonna
little
have
fish tank.
yeah.
Now he's in the ocean.
So he's gonna have to find himself a little bit before.
That's okay.
His freedoms are gonna be like,
You'll be fine. Shane, you'll be fine.
That's what I told him. I say, hey man, this is when you do your stuff.
Yeah, man.
At that age,
Yeah.
Not my age, at his age.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine.
In fact, he's the one I wanted to do a podcast, a long time ago, and I told Abel, I want to do a podcast. Abel's like, yeah, let's do a podcast. Well, he's the one that got it in my head. Because he sat in his room and he would do podcasts all night with his friends.
That's so crazy.
He has like 2 or 3 of them. I can't even keep track of them.
So, I mean, if you really think about it, like for them, that's a normal thing. A podcast is normal. For us, not so much. I mean, it's, it took, I mean, we're kind of at that. So we grew up in the 80s and 90s. We've said that before. We've talked about it. We joked about it. We were kind of like the last people that got to see like the rotary phone, and we were the first people to see like the internet.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we're right in this weird spot where we can probably still get away with figuring out how to do this. But there's people that, like, maybe the generation right before us, like, maybe still couldn't pull this off, right? Because it's, like, still, they kind of miss that. We have, like, a window where...
Those boomers couldn't handle it.
I didn't say anything, man. but, it's just, like, it's funny because, like, we have a window of opportunity that we're kind of taking advantage of.
Well, that's our generation still kind of... We're not... I wouldn't say young, and I wouldn't say old. We're like right in between right now. We're literally like somewhere.
I feel old. My body's gotten beat up over the past
I'm old,
years.
dude, and I'm fat, dude. And I can't. It's like, damn. Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. This is a cool thing, and that's who I got inspired by. And then we listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of empowerment stuff, and
you know what? Contrary to popular belief, I believe there's still a lot of really good people out there, and you have some choices, right? You could turn on the news, right? The just the regular mainstream news, or you can go look for something that you want to listen to, right? You can actually look for a podcast that is going to be talking about maybe some of your interests, or maybe some of the stuff that you never even thought to listen to, but give it a chance. And then you find out that you really have a whole plethora of choices that you're giving it a chance to, and now you're learning a whole bunch of new stuff.
It's crazy,
as
right?
opposed to like just turning on the tube
right.
and listening to what they want you to listen to.
And that's what this whole COVID thing and pandemic and all this stuff being at home, you were pushed to either push yourself or just become a loaf of bread on the couch. Yep. You know what I mean? And I think, this is something that pushed us to like. Yeah,
some old dogs learn some new tricks.
That's right, man. And we both look forward to it. It's like,
we usually do. We skip 2 of them because like family stuff and business and stuff that we were opening.
Bad week.
So we just couldn't do it, and we were itching for it. We're like, dude, like that there's just a natural energy towards this, and we want, like today, we were looking forward to today, and today's been a really busy day because it's only the second day that we opened the studio, so there's people doing martial arts out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Early in the morning and currently, right now, they're out there, and we have the team out there, and the team is taking care of business, but that's one of our loves, and then this is another love, and we're still all under the same roof, which is pretty darn amazing. Like, we get to do all the stuff we love under one roof. Like we're so spoiled.
Oh, for sure. I know I'm spoiled now.
We're blessed. You know what I mean?
I definitely.
We don't deserve it. Like God has blessed us, and I don't feel like we deserve it. But since we have it here, we better use it. We better take advantage of it.
You know
what I mean?
More than any other time, I think this past year, even with all the crap going on, like just being able to come over here when we came over here and the group that we had, I was never a believer, like how you always said, like, oh man, just trust it, it's gonna happen, just do that. Yeah, I've always been like, yeah, right, I'm kind of like 13, lucky number 13, me, you know what I mean? And it's like, but since I've been here, I've changed my thoughts a lot on that stuff. It's like, yeah, man, we're here for a reason, and I think,
that's right, baby, we're here for a reason.
And I think this group of mischiefs, dude, is just like, we're here for a reason, and I'm ready to go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, think about, and I know we mentioned it before, like the group that we have so many people that are experts in their own realms, but we're all together, and it's a really eclectic group, and it's a fun group. You said it before. You mentioned a quirky group, and it is. It really is. I mean, we got like the whole spectrum, you know. Man, I can't wait for you guys to meet them. We're gonna make an effort to
start bringing in.
Put that third mic to work, and you guys start meeting some of the instructors that are here all the time, training and teaching, and supporting our community, our martial arts community.
That's cool. What's up, 10th Planet? Hey, man, I'm gonna get over there soon and try to work the Ponza off on
those guys. Those guys are awesome, man. I'm telling you, since the first day I talked to Matt Salinas, they were just open arms, open doors, man. Like cool. Literally, I talked to Matt, Professor Matt. I had called him, left him a message. Then he shot me a text. He goes, "Hey, can you talk now?" And it was like almost 11 p.m. at night. And I was like, "Dude, this guy's returning my call." I'm from another school. Like, I'm from another school. He doesn't know me. He's probably thinking, "What does this guy want?" or whatever. But he's just like talking to me like a human being. He's like, "Hey, listen, I've been working all day." He runs 6 schools in Orange County. I've been working all day. He's like, "This is the time I got to speak." He's like, "Would you like to talk now?"
Oh, damn.
And I was like, "Yeah."
That's a good businessman
I was like, "Yeah." So I text him back. I'm like, "Yeah, call you now?" Yeah. It was like 11. We talked for like an hour and a half. He's like, "Abel, what's your vision? Like, you're coming from another school, blah, blah." I just told him, "Hey, we don't know anything. We're going to show up. And we want to do a shadow program and have some of our black belt instructors go to your school and start off as 0, as white belts, and just learn." And he was like, "Yeah, we can support that." And
I think as you become a black belt too, in whatever perspective of martial art or whatever you do, or if you've reached your pinnacle, starting over is like you're like.
Well, that's humbling too.
It's humbling, but when it's another martial art, it's like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man. You should see. I mean, every time we go to one of their class, we happen to. I mean, you have access to go to 10th Planet. If you're a 10th Planet OC, you can go to all 6 of their schools.
Really?
Yeah. We happen to go to the Costa Mesa one just because of the logistics of it. Yeah. And Professor Ron, Professor Ruben, which is now in another school. He's opening up his own school in another state. And Professor Matt are there now, and. Dude, they're great guys, and their knowledge. Dude, I mean, you roll with these guys, and literally, it's like eagle versus the worm, man. It's dude, these guys are monsters.
Sick,
they're monsters, and it's cool because you come back every day, and you're just like something new. It's just like how it felt when we first started Krav.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, some of us have 8 to 14 to 15 years underneath of training, and this is just like completely new, and you're a new person, and you're learning new stuff, and some of the stuff that we do here, they also do there. Just with a different perspective, different twist, and it's cool, man. It's they're good guys, man. They're very open-minded. A lot of most of them, I'd say, are younger than us, and the way they run it over there, man, it's nothing but love, man. It's cool. I like it.
And that's the vision that you had, and we had is
it's hard to meet people like that, man.
To build something like cohesive and something.
Some people are like this. Look, they have something in their hand,
and
they want to cover it. They don't want to show anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't look. This is mine. This is mine.
And it does. And it really, that's not the right way to do it.
And these guys are like completely. They're like, "What do you want to know?"
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, it's so humbling, man.
That's what's so becoming of it. It's like, oh man, I want to go over there now. I want to go see what Abel's talking about. I want to see what AJ's talking about, and Alex. See what you guys are doing over there. So one day I'll get over there, but it's kind of exciting too because now that we're rolling out and we're back. Stan's got like new curriculum ready.
Dude, we've been working on this for a while now, but you know what, the whole closure with the COVID thing really gave us the push to just do it. So the new curriculum, the new training manual, I'm so excited, man. There's some good stuff on there. Master Instructor Stan and the team of senior instructors, we kind of put our heads together, and man, there's some good stuff.
I finally got to go over it 2 nights ago, and I mean, I've gone over it a little bit, but not enough to where I broke it down and have put notes down. And I started putting some notes down, and him and Ryan had already probably went through 90% of it, and it was good stuff.
Right.
And I was like, I can't, he's elaborating on things and cutting things down. I'm like, perfect. We needed that out of there. We needed.
There's definitely some of our perspectives that just work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's completely revamped. It's a little bit larger in a good way. We don't just have fluff in there, and there's stuff that we added that we felt necessary, that we needed to strengthen some of those little holes and stuff. So man, we're excited. We're excited to release that, and we're gonna be doing that soon. Now that we reopen, it's like, dude, there's no better time. Let's get to work. Boom.
Yeah, all kinds of things are happening in the county too. Looks like stage 3 is moving forward.
It is moving forward.
We're like now, like they're saying closer to stage 4 than.
It seems like all the COVID cases still remain low.
Well, from what I was looking at, the numbers are going up still, but not hospitalizations. So, it just means more people are getting tested, and a lot of people have been out and protesting and doing whatever. So you kind of expected a spike.
A little spike, yeah.
You know? But Orange County's still better than most of the country. Texas, Florida, and all that are starting to climb.
Here's something real funny. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I live in LA County. I drive like about 35 to 45 minutes to get here.
I just spilled all over my son.
It's okay. And the reason why I say that is because it's almost like a different world. So I'm in Orange County most of the day. I literally just sleep.
Now you're behind the orange curtain, dude. It's different than LA County.
It's very different, and I see it every single day because even when I go put like gas in my vehicle, and if I do it in LA County and Orange County, it's done different.
Yeah.
Like, I usually put. I try to do it at here in Orange County at Costco here in Huntington Beach.
It's like $1 cheaper than everywhere.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper, and like literally a car drives away, and then someone like sprays down, wipes down, boom, 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 and then like so you get like a clean whole station, right?
Yeah.
And you're cool. Like over there, it's like you get off. Everybody has their masks on. Nobody wants to get close. Like everybody's just like.
Really?
Yeah, you're in charge of your own gas. Wipe it down if you want. You put your own gloves if you want. It's just like, dude it's like cutthroat, you know?
You're in HP now. You're in the home of...
oh, man. I love it here, man. I mean, for a lot of you who don't know, I lived here for almost 5 years before I got married. And then when I got married, we moved out together, you know? But, you know, I grew up part of my teen years and into my early adulthood. I lived in Huntington Beach with my parents. My parents and my brother both live in Huntington Beach. I mean, I have a lot of love for this city, and it's just a matter of making our way back because, like, Gloria and I talk now, and we're like, all right, like, at some point, like, we're comfortable right now, and it's cool and all, but everything we do is over here. Everything. Like, my child, my mom, everything's done over here, you know?
I love LA County because there's a lot to do out there and stuff I like to do out there.
Yeah, but visiting and living is different.
Yeah. So Orange County, you got great schools, pretty safe. You know, we got areas that are just as bad, but yeah, I'm a kid who's been brought up and raised on the.
Look, I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I mean, I can't speak bad of LA because that's where I grew up. I mean, that's where I came from, and I'm the person I am because I went through those experiences. And there's some beautiful things about LA, but there's also some like harsh realities of LA. You know what I mean? And I'm just simply pointing out the difference between the way things are being handled right now through this whole COVID closures and pandemic. Compared to Orange County, like here I can literally go to like a store and it's just different. The shopping experience is different. It's mellow. It's chill. I go to stores over there and they won't even let you in, dude, if you're not dressed right, like with the proper stuff. And it's just, you know, and people are edgy. Like,
yeah,
you can just tell like someone's looking for trouble, dude. Like someone's looking to just release it, you know, just get into something, you know. I usually say it's, you know, like when it's a hot day, like, oh, that's a good enough reason. Like it's kind of a joke, right? It's an ongoing joke. But like nowadays, it's like it really could happen because it's like people are already edgy about staying inside their home. People are edgy about having to put these masks on. People are edgy about maybe not going back to work yet. And it's just like all building up. And then people are ready to blow up. You know what I mean?
It is building up.
And so it's nice being 1 block away from the beach and having like the parents that we have here and the adults that we have here because it's everybody's mellow.
Oh, dude, I'm ready to go to the beach.
I've been mellow, and then like, you know, they get on the mat, yeah, they put in work and all that, but everybody's doing something physical. Everybody's doing something with their mind. It just seems like there's a spiritual balance. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's LA, Orange County. I don't know if it's a.
It's a real thing that people used to call it the orange curtain, dude. Yeah. Growing up, and it's just a different vibe. That's all it is. It's just a different vibe. You hit that 405 or the 5. And you cross those 605, I think it is. Yeah. Totally different.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm at. 605, yeah. But you know what? It's cool. I mean, I wouldn't trade LA for anything in my experiences. But there is a clear difference. There really is. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't argue that because it really is.
I want to get somebody mad at me out there right now, but it's just the truth. And I'm not saying one is better than another. It's just a different vibe. It's just different. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
So I'm a huge Laker fan. I'm not a big Dodger fan, but I grew up with Dodger fans.
It's fun going out there, though.
It is fun going out there.
To go watch a game. I'll go watch any games.
So I'm a huge USC fan. I love football. Now we have the Rams. That's why I love LA, because they have all the great Staples Center. And,
there's some cool places to go for sure. Yeah.
The Troubadour when you want to see a cool concert, or a comedy store. But Orange County's different because it is laid back. It's always had that feeling of being laid back and a little ragey sometimes. Growing up here, though, it's one of those things where it's like
Huntington Beach specifically is funny because. Like you get everybody there, like I say, like everybody's mellow, like they're wearing like sandals all the time, shorts, and like beautiful weather out here. But then like those same people are like Second Amendment, like hardcore, and so it's like it's just this weird contradiction. It's a beautiful contradiction, but it's a weird one.
And it's funny because if you grew up here, I know that people are gonna give me grief, but you learn to deal with those people a little differently than you would if you didn't grow up here, because like I grew up in an area where in part of Santa Ana, it's like Santa Ana, Garden Grove, Westminster right there, and a lot of Mexicans all in that area, but you grew up with a lot of whites, like skinhead types, and punk rockers, and all that, generational stuff that happened in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, but that's what made it fun, because it was like, hey, one day I could be over here chilling with some dudes, on the corner having a 40, and then the next day I'd be at the beach with my uncles or whatever, surfing and riding skateboards, and of course, we like to fight, so
yeah. My dad, my parents, my dad and my mom did a good job of like moving at the right times. Like we lived in Commerce and spent a lot of time in like the East LA area and all that. And he saw that the times were changing and things were changing, and we could go only a couple different routes. Right. Your
dad's got good instincts.
Yeah.
I want to talk to that man.
Yeah, I think he just saw like both my mom and dad just saw that we're gonna end up either here or here if we stay in this area. So then we moved to Santa Fe Springs, and then Santa Fe Springs we moved to Huntington, and then that's where, like I said, I was my later teen years and then into my young adulthood. But the changes came right when they were supposed to, man, because we could have just ended up.
If you're watching this and you don't know the difference between Santa Fe Springs and Huntington Beach, huge difference, man, night and day. Yeah, I love Santa Fe Springs too.
And Santa Fe Springs is actually nice.
Yeah, I love it too, but it's just different.
It's different. It's just different.
It's just like Whittier, different type of environment.
It's just different, man.
It's just different.
Yeah, so I think that it's cool that my parents had the insight to do that, to protect us and to make sure that they provided everything that they possibly could, and we got lucky and we were blessed that we were able to move to Huntington, and they're still there. They still live there. My brother lives in Huntington.
How about you, man? How did Gloria say about the setup and all that? Has she seen it? Has she?
Yeah. So Gloria's always, she backs up everything I do, like straight up. I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff if it wasn't her backing me up too, because the last thing you want to do is you have dreams and then all you're doing is bumping heads at home. So like you come and you have a good time here because you work here every day, or not work here. Like some people don't call this work, but this is work. I mean, you have to have an outline. You have to have a setup. You have to put the time in. You have to do the editing. You have to make sure that the scheduling is right. And you still have to finish your regular day-to-day stuff, right? So yeah, we're having fun, but it is work. And you got to make sure that you got that balanced out. The last thing you want to do is put all this work in and get home and bump heads about the work that you do or the fun that you're having. So, she's cool with all this stuff.
Yeah, that we're doing. And having fun can be work too, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I tell you that all the time.
Usually when you have fun, you actually get more tired because you go harder, you go more.
Exactly. I tell you that all the time. I call you and just like lay into you like, must be nice. Must be nice to be over there doing nothing.
Yeah, no, so she's cool about it. So she came like a week ago. And and I go, oh my God, what's up? Like we just had finished recording some Zoom classes. And she goes, well, I hadn't seen the studio in a while. I just want to see what you guys were up to. I was like, well, come on in. And so I walked her around. And then so I brought her here to the studio. And then she goes, what is that? And she points at the board thing.
What did you buy?
I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, is that part of like the stuff that you said you were going to buy? I was like, yeah, it all came in a package. Package deal. Nah, but I told her, I was like, no, yeah, we needed it. What we needed. These are the tools I needed to make it happen. And
hey, we're gonna make this happen, dude. We're gonna get some sponsors, hopefully some guests. We're gonna drive.
She's cool with it. And then she saw everything else that we did and what we've been doing, and she's just like, man, this is cool. And I was like, thanks, babe. I appreciate your support.
You got two big guys that like to talk and like to hear ourselves. So you're never gonna lose us.
Oh yeah, no, we'll talk, man.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
for
forever.
sure. And not only that, but I'll be honest with you, like it does something to me. It just brings me down. It's almost like a little dose of medicine for me, man.
Dude, I'm a BSer by heart, dude. So like doing this is I'm able to like research.
This is cool, man.
And I start watching stuff. I wasn't into conspiracy theories. Now I think the whole country's run by conspiracies. I'm like, Abel got me all thinking. Like, I'm looking at it and going,
you know what?
This government needs to go.
Anything that expands your mind is good. You know what I mean? It's just I heard a wise man say, "There's no such thing as too much information. Like, it's okay to have a lot of information. It's okay. Just go through it, you know, and learn." You know, and make your own thoughts and opinions on it. You know what I mean? Don't let people tell you what the opinion should be. You know.
Dude, do you have a bucket list? You ever write down like things you?
Do you mean like bucket list as in like things I want to do before I die?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah. Like things like I'm not talking like I want to travel the earth or walk to. I'm talking like specific like. You know, some people want to jump out of a plane. I don't know why, but maybe you want to jump out of a plane.
So you mean like smaller things, not so much like serious
things
important
things.
Just
check off, you know, like, I did that. You know, I'm reading The Alchemist right now. You got to have a personal legend, man. You got to be your personal legend.
By the way, Gloria was watching the last episode 10, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned that book, she's like, oh, and then like she like talked about it a little bit. He's like telling me a little bit about it and stuff. She goes, that's cool. I'm interested in seeing what he thinks of the rest of it.
Oh, I love it. It's a great book.
That's cool.
I've talked to other people that not crazy about it. Don't drink the soup, you know, don't drink the juice. But I don't think it was ever meant to be like a book that he was like trying to make people like. It was just a story, and it is a good story, man. It teaches you a couple life lessons, and
it's cool.
And I like how it's set between Spain and Arabia, and it's pretty cool. You know, I enjoyed it a lot. I haven't finished it quite yet, but I'm almost at the end, so I'm kind of figuring it out. But personal legend, baby.
Yeah, something that I would like to do.
I love that.
Like in my bucket list, something I would like to do. Since we're talking about like simple stuff, not like serious or.
Things that you just check off. Like, I was never able to do that.
I was never like in all the travels that I've been able to do over the years. I was never able to go to Egypt for one reason or another. Like there was times where like stuff was kind of planned, but then we never went through. So Egypt and Thailand. And what I wanted to do on both of those was so in Egypt I wanted to go to the pyramids, obviously, but I wanted to illegally climb one of the pyramids.
Like go over a wall,
like climb up the pyramid.
Yeah, Mexicans always.
So before, I don't know if you guys know this, but at a point before, nobody was really watching that, and people would climb the pyramids all the time. But then they started damaging some of the stuff, you know, like some of the.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So then they didn't allow it anymore. But imagine how cool it would be to be on top of one of those pyramids that are thousands and thousands of years old, and then just have that view, you know.
I would love it. I've been to a couple of Aztec pyramids and seen them, and it's like. Whoa,
legit.
Pretty cool,
yeah,
man.
It's legit.
And so imagine that in
massive
Egypt.
Yeah,
dude,
it's just massive.
Like,
yeah, that's
as like the Great Wall of China, like all these different like things that and people, not dozers, not the people like put rocks there to build this damn place. You know?
Right. And then Thailand was the other one, and because they also have some
Massaging.
They also have some temples and stuff there that I wanted to look at. You know what I mean? So yeah. And obviously the martial arts in Thailand, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
So Dude, my biggest thing about traveling like that is I love to travel. I'm such a picky eater that I'm afraid.
Man.
I'm afraid to travel and not be able to like.
So some of the reasons why I've been able to travel, like even for long periods of time, is because I can eat anything, dude.
Oh,
Like,
really?
and I give
See,
anything
I
a
can't,
chance.
dude. I can't. I have
Yeah.
I'm not. I have a palate like a 10-year-old.
We were backpacking through Europe, and
That's why I got all this right here.
we were backpacking through Europe, and my brother and I ran out of money, and so we were living off of I think $4 a day or something. So whatever we chose to do that day, we had $4 to eat and do, and like we had $4 for the whole day. And so obviously you have to eat, right? So that's already gonna take like the most of it, you know what I mean? And then whatever activity you're gonna do.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, but we were there for a long time. So whatever, we were having a good time. We were young, and he was actually digging into his savings because like I had run out of money completely.
Where were you at in Spain?
Well, we were in different places, but this particular time we were in.
Because you know that Zoom phone call you were on? There's people from Spain on there too.
Oh, I know. This particular time though, we were in Paris, in France.
Man, baller, dude.
And no, actually $4 a day, and so what I'm trying to say is that we were really hungry, right? And we went into this little store. They had like little markets, and they had like some vegetables and fruits and just like drinks and pre-made stuff, right? And everywhere they sell bread, like fresh bread everywhere. So with the $4, we were going to take half of that and get like a little baguette for him, baguette for me, and a little piece of cheese. And that was our meal that was like our food for the day. And so we asked him to cut the bread. So he had his bread, I had my bread, I had my pieces of cheese, he had his piece of cheese. And so we're just sitting outside the store and literally just watching, because the city is beautiful. You just sit and watch, and you're just like people watching because you don't have money to do anything else, but like you're just enjoying it. You're just taking in the environment pretty much. And so we're like eating this like awesome fresh bread with a piece of cheese in it. And there's this gentleman that's walking down the sidewalk, and he was a man that looked like he was going to go do some business. He had a suit on, briefcase, and this black man, beautiful smile.
You weren't turning tricks or anything, were you?
No, we weren't. Beautiful smile, and it's just like amazing. Like his like he just looked very compassionate. Like he looked over to us, and he just kind of smiled. He kept on walking. He smiled, but then he stopped. So we're look at these two. Right?
So
we're like sitting down, right? My brother's next to me. I'm here, and I'm literally on my butt, and my brother's kind of like on his heels, and then we're like just eating, just watching people, And yeah, we saw him. We made eye contact with him. We just kind of smiled, whatever. And so he smiled at us, but he kept on walking. But then he stopped. Like he passed us, and like 3 steps later, he stopped, and he turns around and he goes, like, "How are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're good." Like, "Oh, how are you?" Well, we just started talking, right? And he's already like, we could see that he's taking, like, he was going somewhere. And he's taking a few minutes just to acknowledge us, right? Which I thought was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and so like we're eating, right? And as we're talking, we're just kind of holding our bread now. And he goes, "You know what would go really good with those baguettes?" And we're like, no, like what? And we thought he was just kind of making it like try it for later or whatever. He's like, "I'll go get it for you guys. I'll be right back." He went into the store.
Wine or something?
He went into the store, and he got us a bunch of like these awesome meat cuts.
Oh,
like
damn.
like the good stuff that they make there. You know what I mean? And he came out. He gave my brother a little thing, and he gave me one. So he bought us both one, and he's like, "Put it in the bread right now." And so we put it in the bread. He's like, "Try it," and he waited for us to take a bite. I'll never forget that.
He was probably like some important chef or something.
I don't know. But we were so hungry. It could have been anything, dude. And we would have loved it. But it really was good. I will never forget that. I will never forget that.
And that's the type of crap that happens to this guy all the time, man.
and my brother and I talk about it, and we're just like, "Do you remember that man?" Like, yeah, man. And that guy, I don't know where he's at. I'm sure he's still out there. God bless his soul, man. Like that day we were able to eat a little bit better. We were able to experience that city a little bit better, and I'll never forget him. Like his kindness. That's cool, man.
Dang, that is cool. That's.
But you can't put that on the bucket list. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
That's the type of stuff you hear about all over Europe that you can do.
People
stuff
are
like
cool,
that.
man.
Yeah. That's what I'm missing out on, dude. Is because I just won't get over this.
Yeah. So like if we were talking about like a bucket list, like you could say something like, "Okay, climb a pyramid," and you're probably gonna get arrested, by the way. But you can't really put that, like you can't say, "Well, I'm gonna put in my bucket list a man that walks by me and
you know what that means? Maktab.
No.
So it was written.
So it's written. Oh, that's cool.
That's from The Alchemist.
But I can't put like in the bucket list like, "Oh, I want this man to like see me eating a piece of, you know what I mean? You can't do
Yeah. No. You know, I mean, it could be anything. Like for me, like one of the things, this is the year I'm going to sit down and actually write a list so I can just start checking.
That's good,
off.
man. That's good.
But it's things for me like get closer to my Hernandez family.
Oh, very cool.
I mean, stuff like that. You know, I'm looking like I'd like to eventually, like I told you before, I want to get out of the position I'm at. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do what I did when I thought about when I was a kid and get my barber's license and and do that, you know, to make money and be able to, because it's not about working anymore. It's about the freedom and making a little cash on the side, you know. Freedom's everything. When you get to a certain point and you've been through as much stuff as I have, freedom is a big thing, man. You know, it's a real thing being enslaved by money, dude. And
I was so hungry once in one of our travels that I was eating a tomato. Like every time I eat a tomato now, it takes me back to that like it's hard to, it's like it's so vivid in my brain. I was so hungry, and the tomato was like dark red, and I didn't even slice it. I just bit into it. I was so hungry. It's just like the best, like the world's best tomato. I'll never forget what it tastes like. I'll never forget what the day was like, how hungry I was. It was just so delicious. And now every time I eat a tomato, I think about the day. I'm so thankful that there's tomatoes, man. I respect the tomato a lot more because of that day. It's just, traveling does that, dude. It shows you things that you wouldn't think that, like, they're not a big deal, but they are.
They are. It is. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying that way. That's what I miss about being able to just take a day trip to Mexico. Like, I haven't been to Mexico in years, but I used to, like, go. Just, hey, let's just go. Let's just go hang out, you know, and have fun and go to the other side, man, and you know, live over there for a little bit. And we would go and spend weeks there. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. It's just too bad, you know, things have changed over there and whatever.
We had a buddy that had a little place, and it's a place called Popotla, I believe. Popotla. Huh. It was like right in between, like right after Ensenada or right before Ensenada, and it was right on the beach. It was like a tiny little, like, it was a small place, right? Kind of like think about like a mobile home park kind of style thing, like that. But it was so cool because, like, you get out of this door and you go down these stairs and you're at the beach, and it's just like awesome.
You've seen La Bamba, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know where
recite the movie
where Richie Valens wakes up in the hut, you know, and whatever. I was
the snake charmer.
17 years old. We went over there one night and said, "Let's go." My buddy Walter's from there, and his parents have a house there, and he has cousins, and he's like, "Let's go. I'll get my cousin. We'll call him up, and we'll meet us, you know, at a club." Dude, it was like The Hangover, dude. I woke up the next morning not knowing what happened that night before. Inside a chicken coop.
What?
I had passed out inside their chicken coop.
That literally is like La Bamba.
Yeah. And I woke up just like, oh my God, what happened? And to this day, my friends have pictures.
That's funny.
That they just keep, like, we're going to tell Gabby and we're going to show these pictures.
Hey, you're lucky.
I don't know what I did either.
You're lucky that there wasn't any social media back then.
Dude, I would have been the worst on social media. Dude, it would have got me just like totally gone, man. I've never been the most like just kind of how I grew up. I've never been the most like PC guy anyways.
Well, dude, we said this. It's a recurring thing. We grew up in the 80s and 90s. Like, yeah, I saw a picture of one of the I think it was like Ronald Reagan and like some people of his like cabinet. And they're on a plane or something, and there's a rifle, and the secretary's like looking through the scope, pointing it out of the plane.
Yeah,
it was like the Wild West, like 80s, 90s, like it was just different. Like you could just get away with murder, dude.
And we both said it before.
You gotta be careful now
with your own people, man. You're probably like the racist, anyways. Like, you know what I mean? We say
the darndest things,
like,
man.
I just said you're gonna climb a wall a little bit.
Yeah, I know. And I just looked the other way because it's like whatever, like, you know. But
that's the type of stuff, dude. I grew up just like that with no.
But like PC. We talk about corporate America now, you can't do that, dude. You can't mess around like that. You know what I mean?
Nope. Yeah, nope.
You can't mess around like that.
Nope.
But yeah, it's just the bucket list and the traveling. Honestly, the bucket list would have changed. You know, like now it would be different for sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure yours will change as your kids get older and whatever. It'll change again. You watch, because now like there's certain things like I'd love to take my boys fishing. We never went fishing. Never. I'd love to be like have a trip now that they're older and me and just go do guy stuff. You know what I mean? It's like that's on my list. Like that, that's type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like. Right now, you have time to spend with your little kids, but when they get older, you're like, damn, you're gonna miss all those.
Well, I don't know how much time I have. I mean, we're going so aggressive with like building the school and and Gloria has her own career, and she works hard at it too. But we have to make the time because they're little. I mean, they're little, and we got to make the time.
You definitely got to make the time. It's you know what, kids follow what their parents.
Yeah, we want them to learn. Well, we want them to learn what we learned, right? That's the reason why our family is so tight knit, is because my parents took the time to spend time with us.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys got a loving family, and you see what happens when people are caring to their kids. They come out differently. They become different people. You see what happens when you're a piece of crap to your kids, and you see, you're lucky if they come out okay. You know what I mean? You're crazy. Lucky. Hey, and we're all scarred. I still go to therapy anyways, just because I'm still scarred.
We're gonna take a break, but I'm gonna leave you with this kind of thought. You said that we're all scarred, right? Imagine starting life in a traumatic way. We all do. How? Right? Mom's got to give birth. There's a child that's like completely protected and isolated in this warm, just fuzzy place, right? And then they get pushed out and evicted into having to use their lungs, having to breathe on their own in order to survive. That happens immediately. As soon as you're born, you already went through trauma, right? Physical and mental trauma. So just think about that. We are born through trauma, and then we start growing up, and then we're exposed to other traumatic experiences. And if there's never a balance between that trauma or a healing process of that trauma, all of that stuff you carry all through your life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. There's a lot.
Let's go ahead and take that break. We'll be right back.
We're back.
And we're back.
We're talking about bucket lists. One of my other bucket lists is to open up my own studio down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's my bucket list. That's one of my bucket lists. Freedom, dude. I want to be the first bazillionaire at 50, dude.
So here's the thing about that bucket list item. So bucket list is implied that it's listed and then you check. Opening the studio is not. You can't really check that one because it's never finished.
Maybe.
I'm just letting you guys know, if opening the martial arts studio is on your bucket list, it's not one that's you open it and then you check it off, because it's you open it and that was just the big, it just goes on forever.
Oh, you know what? Other thing I'd love to do, and I kind of along with this pyramid thing, is part of my bucket list is actually to I want to have a little hut on the beach in Hawaii, dude.
You can do that now.
That's my ultimate bucket list. No, you can't do that now.
What do you mean? Own it, or just do it once?
No, own it. Just a little shack, dude.
You can still do. I don't think you can do that,
dude. I will quit my job right now and go be an Uber driver in Hawaii, and I can live off of nothing. That's how much I love that place, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I'd give it all up right now.
You'd stop podcasting? You stop doing...
No. I would do this from...
You remotely?
Remotely,
man. From your little shack?
Here, and then I'd be on... Yeah, we'd figure out how to do it.
I don't know,
remotely.
Man. I don't know if that'd work. I need your presence here, man.
I'd have a big old coconut next to me.
I feed off your energy, so
My energy is... I just had some flan and cake, so I got a little sugar rush on me right now. This guy... I'm not supposed to have sugar, and this guy gave me sugar, man. And he was like, here, you got to try it. No, he didn't. He was trying to take it home to everybody else.
So the reason why he's bringing this up is because he knew I was going to make fun, and he's trying to take it away from me. You're not going to take my thunder, dude.
Okay.
I told so.
I got fat guy problems, dude. Fat guy problems. You put some sweets or something in front of me, and the fat little kid.
So one
comes
of
out in me.
one of the moms that's a brown belt here, Edith. She made this choco flan. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much a flan. But it's half flan, and then the bottom half is chocolate cake. It's like super moist and awesome. So she made this massive one for the studio and all the instructors. And we're supposed to be sharing it. So everybody's outside fighting for it. Brett's trying to hog it all. And
that was good for 5 minutes.
and I was like slicing little pieces and eating. What they didn't know is like I'm not getting like one big slice, because if you do that, everybody sees. But if you're just cutting little at a time and you're eating and eating and eating,
It's almost gone.
you're going to end up having like most of it. And so while they're arguing, I was eating it, and I was just telling Gary how awesome it was. And he finally gave in, and he went and cut a piece, and I told him not to, and he didn't listen.
Hey, man, I told you. I got fat guy problems, man. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. Fat guy problems are a real thing.
Whatever, man. Did you enjoy it?
I fucking loved it. That was so good. I don't know if I'm hungry, but it was so good. I'm going to have Edith make me
well,
one.
so you know what? Then you know what? It was worth it, okay? Now, the issue would have been like if you ate it and he didn't love you, that would have been like, oh, it was a waste.
Yeah, then it would have been a waste.
Yeah, no, it was worth
this
it.
is like,
you know, whatever, man. It was worth it.
You know, the only thing, see, this is how fat guys work. Let me show you how fat guys work. I had that piece. I had another one. I'm ready. I'm like, oh, I should have another one before I go. But then I go, you know what? I should have Brett make me a coffee, and then have coffee.
Oh, man.
Because that would taste so good with coffee. That's how a fat man thinks. I think, like, you know what would go good with this?
We're both drinking this sparkling water. Did we get sponsored or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to get sponsored and get some free cases of this.
What's going on? Why is this even... We're like, what's going on?
You know, bubbly. It sounds pretty good. Some of it's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
It is.
I would love to get free cases of it.
Yeah, I was going to drink water, but it was a little boring for me. Like I said, I'm going to drink water, and I was like, it's so boring. So I need some of the little, you know.
Hey, if you're watching, you want to promote something, let me know. I'll put it on here for a little fee.
Are you hustling right now?
I'm hustling, dude.
Oh, wow.
I'm hustling. I want some
right.
free stuff, man.
Cool.
The hats. The hats. T-shirts.
You know, I'm not that easy. It would have to be a product that I actually believe in. Like, you know, a little while ago we had the Rev Gear stuff, and we're showcasing that, and Hayabusa.
See, we're like a yin and a yang, because I'll sell out in a minute.
I won't, dude. Look, if it's on my side of this thing, you know it's a good product. If it's on that side, they're just probably paying them better. So,
dude, you know what? So I went to Northgate the other day. That's where I go buy some.
Northgate?
Yeah.
Dude. Hold on a second. You got to tell people what Northgate is. It's an experience, man.
Northgate Gonzales is a supermarket.
I love that place, man.
But it's a Mexican supermarket. I don't know where they started, but I know one of the original ones is here in Santa Ana. But they have several of them everywhere.
Dude, you walk in, you think you're going to buy one thing? You not only not buy one thing, you buy a bunch of stuff because it's like it's all fresh and it's all there. And you leave like you ate a taco, you ate like because they let you try everything. So like you literally have a full meal, not like Costco type. Like this is like you have like a full meal, man.
So again, I got fat kid problems, dude. I go in there, right, and I'm buying meat because they have the old days. It was like you don't go into those type of supermarkets because they're meat. You're not sure what you're getting.
No, they know what they're doing.
But Northgate now, because they're established, get some really good meat.
Not only that, I'll take it as far as saying this: any Mexican carniceria, like you're just gonna get that authentic stuff, man. It's good.
So I was like, I went in there just go. Hey, I'm gonna get some salsa. I'm gonna get some meat, tortillas because they make everything fresh right there, like you said. And I'm out. I'm bouncing. I can't stay in here.
Just go in and out.
In and out. Boom. I know what I want, right? Know what I want. Oh, crap. They got tamales.
No, you know how they start?
They got tamales.
No, this is how they start. You walk in and they have the guacamole lady.
Yep.
Like she makes fresh guacamole for you, and then you can take it home or you can have it there.
Yep.
Try some chips. They're free.
Yep.
You try a chip. Try it with guacamole. And
we have it right
try it with
over here.
guacamole. And then, now that you tried it with guacamole, try it with this fresh cheese.
Yeah.
Queso fresco. And then like before you know it, you have a whole meal in front of you, and your cart is getting full by the minute because you're liking everything you're tasting. So you're grabbing, even if it's a little bit, like a little piece of cheese, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of guacamole, it starts adding up, man.
But they have a ceviche bar.
Yeah.
They have fresh food. Well, not so much anymore. They don't put it out anymore because of all the
They used to have like all the different.
Yeah, their enchiladas are great.
Oh man.
And
they had like chile verde, chile rojo,
dude,
all that stuff. Dude.
Had some. Or giving a shout out to GC Krav Maga in Gateway Cities out in La Habra, Whittier area. So I used to go over there and train with Noe on Fridays, and we'd hit Northgate in La Habra. I
was like, where's this going? We were just talking about
we hit Northgate in La Habra, and basically,
what's up, GC?
Whoever was rolling or whoever was getting their reps in went over there, and we would go and we just feast afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best part of.
You'd get the pre-made stuff though, right?
No, whatever they have, you get tortas.
Yeah. No, but they get down with that. Pre-made is not, in that case, is not a bad thing. Right. It's good stuff. It's like home recipes, kind of,
So, yeah, every time.
I hope they sponsor us. Send over some meat, man. We'll barbecue it out here.
I'm telling you, that's why I keep bringing names up. That's why I wanted. That's why I brought that name up because. Awesome.
No, there's this other carniceria. Man, I gotta get the name for it. They're on Instagram. I actually went there twice. Dude, the meat is like the bomb, man. I even told Jackal, Jackal's a big meat consumer, and he knew what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Jackal knows. Jackal knows what it is, man.
That's funny when some guys like just randomly knows like something.
Yeah, and it's out in the hood. It's out in the.
And you think it's
There's actually one right down the street from my house, out in Norwalk. It's in Bellflower, actually.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, dude, I got fat guy problems and. And it was even worse.
That's not the store you want to go to, though, man. With that,
but it's even worse because with no thyroid, dude, I have no weight. I'm like no fluctuation.
So check this out. I don't know if you've been there, on the weekends. Like, there's always like a line for the meat, right? Because they have like fresh.
Oh
meat.
Yeah, it was out the door.
And then while you're waiting for the meat,
you smell the tortillas.
They're making the fresh tortillas, and then there's a lady that's like, "Oh, would you like to try a tortilla?" And then instead of just giving you a tortilla to try, they put like, "Oh, would you like carne asada, pastor, or chicken?" And then we're like, "What?"
Exactly.
It's turned into a meal again.
Exactly.
And then they just sell you, dude. You just take it because it's so dang good.
Dude, I'm a fat kid at heart, like I said. And so when I smell fresh tortillas, dude, that's like one of my. Dude, I could just have. I could eat tortillas, dude, all day, all night.
I'm a sucker for a meal, man. So many great things happen around a meal. Like you just sit down and break bread with like a friend or someone you don't even know. That meal opens up like opportunities to get to know each other or to like share a story or just share like a good few minutes with each other. You know what I mean? For us, like at my household, at my parents' house and my brother's house, most of the stuff, like the cool stuff that happens, like spending time together and stuff, usually happens around food. Like it happens around a meal, Whether that's barbecuing or like just doing like an old school Mexican recipe, like from my parents or grandparents or whatever, like mole or enchiladas or fajitas.
Well, that's the
carne asada.
That's the tradition that you bring here. I mean, I know I make fun of you for always cooking out here, but that's your tradition.
You got to break bread, man. It means a lot. It means a lot when you do it.
And it does because you sit down and talk with people and. It's an intimate thing watching people eat, dude. It's it
really is.
Sometimes disgusting.
No, but you can actually learn a lot too from what people eat and stuff and how they eat and all that. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm like a 10-year-old dude, so I won't eat a lot of stuff, but the stuff I eat is like ridiculous.
Yeah. My dad makes really good carnitas. Yeah, he gets down. He makes them for Christmas and. It's one of my brother's favorite dishes. So whenever like his birthday, he usually asks for that and enchiladas. And he also makes really good. I don't know if you know what this is, birria. It's goat meat, but it takes him like 2 or 3 days to complete it to complete the recipe. But man,
see, I gotta try it when I have somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to just go to any place. Like for goat meat, like you have to know how to prepare it. And
that's always my biggest fear.
Because if you don't cook it right, or if you don't clean it right before you cook it, there's a gaminess to it, and you definitely don't want to like put like everything into this meal, and then you're sitting down and it's all gamey and like like chewy and stuff.
That's what I've heard
about. It should fall apart and it just be
meat.
nice and clean and just taste good. Like the to taste all the spices and stuff.
Well, and you know what the biggest skill I'm learning since I've been around like you, AJ, Jacko, dude, is just the cook. I never cooked. I was a
that actually really surprises me.
I'm a fast food addict, so I'm like 99-cent tacos, sweet. I'll go get that. Right?
Hey, maybe you'll get Jack in the Box. Yeah, next time you come, you're gonna have like a big old Jack in the Box sign on your side of your hat.
like a ball head. Right? No, but that's how I am. I grew up that way. You know, it's like, oh man. Like today at work, I have meals prepped for me. Like you
skipped them.
And I had my breakfast, and somebody brought fried chicken to work. Oh, it was homemade. I was like.
Yeah, homemade fried chicken, man.
Oh, man. Hey, the little boy comes out of me because I was just like, fried chicken.
Hey, we talked about fried chicken. Remember? Like, we said, like, you had to, like, soak it for, like, 2 days in salt water and buttermilk. And then, like, 1 full day of buttermilk. Then you bread it. Then you deep fry it. And then, yeah. Yeah, it's not good for you, but it's really good.
It's really good. So, I mean, there's stuff like that. That's, I've lost a lot of weight, believe it or not, but it's like, you'll never see it because I'm always battling, dude. I'm battling. I got this battle between myself. I got the good and evil on one side, and dude, the evil always seems to crack.
You got the two wolves inside you, man.
I do. Yeah. My belly burns, man. When dude, there's like that cake out there. I was like this. I was watching. No, I'm good.
Did your mouth start watering a little bit?
No, I'm good. And then all of a sudden I went. I licked my mouth and I was like.
So I don't know if you guys watched this, the past podcast. I can't remember what podcast it was, but we talked about a scorpion and a toad.
Yeah.
And it's just in your nature, brother.
Dude, that is what I'm trying to fix. Is that self-discipline.
Well, you also need friends around you that aren't gonna put like stuff underneath your nose. We were messing with you for sure.
They were like,
you know what? That was like sabotage.
Crack sellers, dude. Here, the first
was
on
free.
Me.
Yeah,
dude, yeah. And I'm like, oh man! I told him I'm gonna go into a diabetic shock, right? Because I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, oh crap! What do I do?
What's going on?
Give him another piece.
Gabby. Call Gabby. Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's my struggle, dude. I don't have a lot of vices, but when it comes to food, my self-discipline is right out the door. Yeah. I'm as disciplined as anybody, but food, and I like a good time. I got ADHD. You got ADHD?
You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think I do too.
and so it's like pleasure is like, fight that pleasure.
Yeah, instant pleasure, man. Like right now.
Yep.
Wait, no, it's gonna get delivered tomorrow. No, right now.
Yeah. Pleasure, dude.
Yeah.
It's my vice.
Yeah. That's actually one of the reasons why there's certain things that we do, like even at the studio, like it's so unsettling to me that I can't be where I want us to be today, that I push so hard throughout the days because I have this vision and this goal and I want to get there now.
Yeah, we had to bring you down off a freaking ledge a couple weeks ago, man.